So we've seen a few videos about one of these and we've gone and got one, an Omnia, to use in a camper van. Last Christmas we went away in a camper van between Christmas and New Year. This year we're going to be away for Christmas, so we're going to have to cook Christmas dinner. So we've looked at all the options and this seemed to be one of the best options. So we're hoping we'll be able to cook Christmas dinner in this. Now we're going to have to trial and test different things, do a few different recipes. But today, first time ever, I'm just going to make some bread because we've actually got some super made and I want to eat some bread for it. So it comes with the lid. We'll have the rack, which I've seen people use for heating croissants, reheating bread, par-baked bread, etc. in there. We've got one of these, which is the silicone insert. I'll probably use that for the bread and just oil it a bit today. Let it rise in there, so it could do a second proving in there, which would be quite good. Then we have the base, and we have the bit that goes on the fire. So that will go onto the ring. That circulates the heat around the bottom. Heat comes through the top of the ring, bounces off the top, heats both sides. So I'm hoping that stuffed peppers and stuffed tomatoes, that sort of Greek stuff, will work really well in here. But today, just doing a basic bread recipe with maybe some jalapenos in to sort of spice it up a bit. And we'll see how it goes. First rise done, dough's risen. Now we're going to knock that back down and put it into little buns and let its second rise happen in the silicone insert so I can put that straight into the Omni when we get going. So looking online, it looks like you should rub a bit of oil in the silicone, and if you're baking you should use flour, so I'll get on and do that. Shot. Now, when I've looked online, it looks like you need to fill only halfway up for things that are going to rise. So I'm not sure how big to make these buns, but let's have a go and see if we can figure it out. So obviously the danger is if I don't make them small enough, when they rise and bake, if they get another rise, they're going to go and touch the top, aren't they? So have to be careful, I think. We'll see how much they rise in here and then make a decision whether I made them too big. I think will fit in there. I've got a little bit of dough left. I'll have to make a separate bun somewhere else. Right, let's see how those two things go. A little cut somewhere. see how they rise. So had the second rise in the pan, so we're now ready to start this. So I think little ring, get it heated up, pop this baby on. I think you're supposed to heat the thing first, so I'm going to try and get this out. Stick that on. So everything I've read says not too high, so I'm just going to bung it on high for about a minute and then bring it down a bit and then stick this in. Also be careful of the handle, because apparently that gets hot, so you've just got to be careful if you've had it on a while that you use something to lift it off. Bring that heat down. So everything says it's a low heat. So let's see our first attempt. You can feel the heat coming up through the middle. Pop the lid on and we'll see how that goes. Job's a good one, I think. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see how this has turned out. It's been in just over an hour. I've left it a bit longer because I'm not sure how it'll go. So remembering that might get a bit hot. It's not too bad at the moment. Well, it's definitely risen and it's cooked. Whether it's fully cooked, I don't know. So I'll have to find out. It's going to be very hot, isn't it? So take that off there. It doesn't look bad at all, does it? So yeah, bit of bread. I'll let it cool down, then I'll cut into it, put a bit of butter in, see how it went. Right then, let's see what it's like. The time it's been cooling down is just a few minutes. The thing cooled down enough itself, the Omni, that I was able to get the silicone out and wash it. That's come up lovely and clean. Bake wise, it's a bit more baked on the bottom than it is the top. I think I'd be tempted when it got near this stage to maybe take it out, flip it over, put it back in the silicone and stick it back in, just to maybe do the top as much as the bottom, but it still feels like it's baked. It's hollow, so let's see. Bread works great, nice crumb on it, it's risen really well. Obviously I set them in as little buns, but they've joined together. I would probably still do that. You can tear them apart, make them into buns, but it's just a nice feature, I think, having the little risers. So I probably still wouldn't make it one complete donut of bread. I'd probably still do it that way, but it's worked really well. So next thing, I'm going to try it with some Greek food at some point. So let's taste it. If it doesn't taste well, that's probably my chefing skills rather than the actual Omni, to be fair. Oh, looking forward to having my soup with that. Omni. Sorry, Omnia. Yep, well worth having. That's a good little addition to the camper van.